Hey, you guys. So it's Monday afternoon. What a day. My gosh, the big full moon last night. Did you see the moon last night?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. And then all this talk about the possibilities now with this new Leo moon. Which is hard for me to, I don't know about any of that stuff. But who's to say, right? Who's to say?
Yeah.
So Mariah, right?
Yeah.
Your last name again?
Terluin.
There you go. Terluin. Is that it?
Terluin, yeah, almost.
Almost.
It doesn't translate well in English.
So Mariah is like this amazing woman who came into our store 20 minutes ago. and she's going to do Vipassana. And wisely is going to pick up a stool and some pillows and so she can have different levels of comfort when she's in Vipassana. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You excited about that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So first time?
It's the first time, and I've been wanting to do it for a while. It's always scared me a little bit.
Oh, for sure.
Right? Yeah. But now I'm like,
shit out of me.
yeah, but I'm thinking, fuck it, I'm just going to do it. It's the right time.
Yes.
I'm super flexible, and yeah, I'm ready for it. Yeah.
You look flexible.
Well, my schedule is flexible.
No,
Me, on the other hand,
I'd say a prayer for you in Vipassana.
okay, cool.
Thanks.
Yeah.
You know, I think because when people go to Vipassana, in my mind, they're doing it for all of us. That's why I don't have to go.
Right, good.
So,
I'll do it a little bit for you.
thank you.
Right.
Thank you. So it's interesting. So we were here in this room, which is the meditation room, but it's also the room where everybody comes to try out our stools, and we got talking. And Mariah does an amazing thing, I think, which is a gift to all, to help us expand our consciousness and expand our awareness and our expand of our idea of our possibilities. And we went deep into the rabbit hole of past life regressions.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
tell us, what do you tell us about it?
So yeah, I started reading about past life regressions, I think 2 years ago now. And I was fascinated from the beginning, and I started studying it more and more, and that's how I came across the path of a lady called Dolores Cannon. And she's a lady who practiced it in the US, and she's done so over 50 years.
So Delores is young.
Well, she passed away.
Oh!
She's done it. She started in the early 60s.
She's obviously in another life.
Yeah, possibly.
Possibly.
Yeah. And I just really loved her. Like something about her felt like she was my grandmother, and everything she shared and taught, I wanted to learn. So I started going to her course in June in Arkansas. And when I was there, I just felt like I was completely where I needed to be. Everything that they taught us, I just soaked up, and I just loved it. And yeah, they taught us how to do past life regressions. And what it really is almost like a guided meditation. You're guiding someone through different visualizations that eventually will lead you to a door that you didn't know you had that will open to a past life. And the past life that people will see, it's not just a random past life. The past life is very appropriate for you to see right now in your
this
life.
moment,
Yeah. Because it's really it's interesting to see where you were, but what it really does is it helps you to take the next step in your life right now. And another thing about this technique from Delores, what I really love, which is probably why I chose this, is because at the end of each regression session, she calls forward your higher self to come through. And the higher self gives the most beautiful and powerful answers to any of your questions. And yeah, it's just amazing.
So while you're still kind of in the past life regression or the trance,
yeah.
You can ask questions.
Yeah, so there's a little bit of
See, I remember that.
Yeah, because when you said like the process of how you went through it, I think it is probably the same. Yeah. And so it comes through you. It's not me saying, oh, your higher self says this. No, you're saying it yourself. And I'm recording it because oftentimes people remember almost all of their session. But as soon as the higher self comes through, they go into a deeper state. And they think they remember when they wake up. But when they listen to the recording, it's like, oh, no, I didn't catch this. Oh, this is exciting. And it's funny, too, because as soon as the higher self comes through, the voice changes a little bit. It becomes less emotional, like when you're talking to this higher self, and it's not a very emotional being. It's very literal. So you cannot make sarcastic comments or jokes because it really wouldn't get it. It's like, what? No, what?
Who are you talking to?
Yeah, it's really fascinating. But it can also explain to you why you have certain ailments in your body, or I always ask it to do a body scan, and then it will find things that maybe you don't even know yet. And I'll ask, why is that happening in the stomach? And then it's like, well, she hasn't been able to stomach a certain topic in her life, or it's always very literal. So if you, for instance, back pain is quite a common thing. A higher self will always say, well, he or she's carrying too heavy of a load, and that needs to go. As soon as that goes, then I'll help her get rid of this.
Letting go.
Yeah.
Yes.
Kind of in the theme with what you were saying before. Yeah.
Hawkins. Yeah. When we first started talking, and I asked if your first name's gone right around my mind again.
Mariah.
Mariah, I'm sorry.
No worries.
I asked Mariah if she had heard of David Hawkins, and because it's one of the things that we do here, and she has. Doesn't know it yet, but she's a fan.
I'm a fan in the making.
Yeah,
I'm really obsessed with any New Age books, really, and I've heard of him, so he's on my list.
But he's so not New Age.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He's so practical. And what is New Age?
Right.
You know, I mean, there is nothing new. It's all
right. Yeah, it's
old.
ancient.
It's all ancient, and so I have. It's funny because you think I have a store like this that I'd be kind of the New Age guy, and I don't feel like I am.
Right.
I feel like I'm kind of a reasonably conservative.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Middle of the road,
mainstream
capitalist.
Yeah. Well, I honestly see myself as mainstream, yet I do believe in all these things.
Yes.
Too.
Yeah.
To me, it's not something, flaky or in a corner anymore. To me, it's very normal. Yeah.
Because I'm an entrepreneur, right? And I love business.
Right.
And I think though that business is and even capitalism is designed to serve the community. And if it doesn't serve the community, it doesn't get to stay.
Right. Yeah.
And it's I think that's the nature of the beast.
Right.
But anyway, and I just happened to be doing something I love.
Right.
But back to past life regressions. When my experience, and I told you that I was once married to this beautiful lady, and hi Sheila. and it was in the 90s, and she used to do past life regressions, which wasn't really because she was she had her PhD, she was a registered psychologist. They didn't, a lot of people didn't do that.
Right,
that was don't tell anybody I'm doing past life
regressions. Right. And I'm sure it's still kind of in that realm, but I also believe that it cannot be in there for much longer.
No.
It will turn around quick.
So it was like this, she described to me, it was like this pool of past lives.
Yeah.
And you could kind of tap into them all.
Totally.
And because Hawkins talks about karma. And if we're carrying karma from past lives, then he believes that we have past lives, and that we can bring karma, and we can do lots of work in this incarnation.
Yeah, to release it.
You know, and that's why I encourage people to do service.
Right.
Live your life to serve and to carry a message. And that's why when you asked me who do we interview, I said, well, people who are making a difference.
Right.
People who are working on old karmic debt.
Right, in a sense.
Or helping lift the vibration of the whole planet, which I think we are. I think we're living in the best of times.
I think so too. It's pretty exciting times we chose to live.
Yes.
In. Yeah.
Good for you. Not everybody sees that.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah, I believe too with karma that, like we said before, like you have a soul group, and you come back with this group all the time, and the reason for it that you're coming back with this group is because it's the hardest to, release karma and to balance karma.
I like you call it a soul group. I call it like a pack.
Yeah, your wolf pack.
Wolf pack, tribe.
Right,
my traveling tribe from life to life, And sometimes we butt heads.
Oh, yeah, of course. But it's the same in relationships. The reason why you're in a relationship with a person is, and it's really hard, but it's also really amazing because you constantly have to improve yourself. You have to show a better version of yourself. And in a sense, with a group, it's the same thing. You keep being challenged. You cannot walk away.
Funny, yes, of course. Yes, I had lunch with a friend, Arye, today, and Arye was talking about, the beauty of his relationship is the growth that's happening.
Right.
And I said, why don't we just find somebody to love and not always be using it to to grow. I almost think that sometimes we miss the beauty of what can happen in a relating because we're working on our stuff.
Right.
And if we really surrender, if we really let go, whatever he or she does is fabulous.
Oh, I know, yeah. And actually that's something that I learned that was really one of my biggest lessons last year from Marianne Williamson. She says,
Course in Miracles.
Yes, right? Yeah. And she says, give the other and also yourself radical permission to be yourself.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes.
Yeah, and as soon as you do that, you're giving them the confidence to work on their own stuff without you having to push it.
And then there's hardly any friction.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to stay over at his place tonight?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Right.
Joy.
Yeah, it's amazing, and I've practiced it myself too. It's really great the differences you see because you can constantly push that button and say, I want that changed.
So in a way, it's like unconditional love means the ultimate open relationship, really, because it's just.
Freedom.
We get to choose.
There's no conditioning
in each moment.
Right.
And instead of, but you said you're going to be home for supper.
Right.
I cooked all day.
Yeah.
and
Well, and I think it's easy for me to say because I don't have children. But I think as soon as you have kids...
It does add another dimension.
Right? Yeah. It's there's a little bit of, agreements that need to happen, and there's a certain rhythm. Probably, yeah.
Wow.
I kind of changed my mind on that. It happened in a meditation.
Those Guatemalans.
Right. Right, yeah.
Yeah. Where did you meet your man?
In Thailand.
Nice, of course. A Canadian Guatemalan and a Dutch girl in Thailand.
Yeah, totally.
I have just an aside, but I'm in Indonesia a lot.
Yeah.
I like a lot.
I'm sure.
Like my second home.
Right.
And so I have a real real affiliation with Holland. Because the Dutch ethos is still there.
I'm sure.
Have you been?
Yeah.
Indo?
Yeah.
Bali?
Yeah, Bali.
Didn't see you.
No, I don't think I did. I loved it there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a friend that goes there every other month, and he's building a house there now. So I'm sure that when that's done, it will
So you grew up on Nasi Goreng? Nasi Goreng?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, bami. Yeah. Lots of that good stuff. Yeah.
So unconditional love.
Yeah.
And then the possibility is to be free, and but our conditioning, at this in this level is often based in fear, and if we're living in fear, then it's impossible.
I know you kind of get off track that way, and I think honestly to tie it back to past life regressions, it's that when you really realize that you have lived more lives and there's more lives to come, you kind of let go of the petty things in life, and you kind of let go of the small fights or small frustrations, because in a sense you see the bigger picture. In that way it's really great because you really integrate the practice. So
yes.
Yeah.
I had a teacher for years who had spent many, many years with Osho.
Oh, okay.
And his name was Paul, and Paul used to say, don't take it too seriously.
I love that.
Don't take it too seriously.
Yeah, have fun with it.
Often at the end of his talk, he'd say, and remember, DTITS.
Oh yeah, I love that.
Yeah, don't take it too seriously. And we'd be like, yeah, okay.
Totally. Because as soon as you let go a little bit, you go with the flow again, you know? And otherwise, if you're like, oh, I have to do this and this and this.
And this was the same wonderful woman, Sheila, who was the mother of my youngest son, introduced me to Paul and to Osho and to lots of things. And where was I going with that? Anyway, the whole idea of not taking too seriously and living in unconditional love, and not, and being, so supportive of our partner or friend in whatever they want to do in their life.
Right.
It's freedom.
Freedom, yeah.
What's up, Earl? We okay?
Yeah.
Good. Earl is here. What do you think of this?
Don't take it too seriously.
That's right.
Exactly.
I know. I had a thought, and it just disappeared in the middle of the sentence. Did it ever happen to you?
Yeah.
It was just gone. I was thinking about Paul and not taking it too seriously. And I know what I was going to say.
Oh, there it is.
I was so. I feel like I was a child. I would have been in my 30s.
Okay.
And
like that happened all of a sudden, or you were a child up until your 30s?
Well, I probably was. I mean, I still am. In one way, of course, but I remember when we were with him and he was saying, don't take it too seriously. And we'd be like, what does he mean by that?
Mm-hmm.
And now I get it.
Yeah.
I really do get it.
It's a really good mantra, actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I don't always live it.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I get caught.
Right. It's hard to surrender, really.
Oh, and yes.
Yeah. Because that's, I think, kind of what it means. Just release and surrender, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And because we're just passing through, and the possibility is to live in love in each moment, and
Well, and if you're not living in love, it's fine too, because you're still learning things.
Yes.
Any situation, even if it's a rotten one, your takeaway is always that you're learning something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, I have something to say to that.
Do.
Well, here's the deal. I think we've been conditioned to believe that understanding is the higher realm.
Okay, yeah.
And it isn't. But we can get caught in the learning,
right?
Imagining that,
we understand it all.
Yes.
Right.
And it's a bit of a trick.
Yeah.
It's a cul-de-sac.
Right.
So I think that the benefit of all the learning is that eventually we get to a place where we recognize that it isn't about the learning. It's really about being here now and being here in love.
Right.
And acceptance or total surrender, letting go. And because all of the learning requires me to go back to my mind all the time.
Right.
Well,
and that too. And every time I learn something, there's a whole new can of worms that opens. And I'm like, holy shit! I thought I was getting to get someplace, and then it's just so much more. Right?
So I think with Vipassana, you're going to get to watch your beautiful mind spinning and doing all it does. And, because I've become a bit of a meditation teacher.
Right.
A little bit. I mean, we're doing it, here often enough, and I share with people to love the mind, because it's part of the, it's like
part of who you
it's
are.
a tool.
Yeah. Well, I guess that too. Yeah.
It isn't. Yeah. It isn't. I'm not my mind. It's a part of me. In a way, but it's not me. And so, but it has, because I'm feeding it all the time for knowledge.
Right.
It has power.
Right. Yeah.
And I've given it the power.
Yeah.
I've said that if I teach you enough, you're going to be able to master all this, right?
Yeah. There's a sentence that I read that I really liked. I don't know who wrote it, but it was, you are not your thoughts, you just have your thoughts, which I really like, because sometimes you get really caught up in thinking, oh, I'm really sad, or I'm depressed, or whatever. No, you aren't depressed, you have depressed thoughts. You don't have to identify with it. Sure, it's a part of you right now, but it can also go again.
Easier said than done, isn't it?
Of course, yeah.
It is.
But I like that idea, though. I like that sentence. Yeah.
So the whole letting go book is allowing the emotions to come up and just really practice letting go.
Yeah.
And the big one for me is fear.
Okay, yeah.
When fear comes, it's my mind is having a field day. It's making up all kinds of scenarios.
Oh, okay.
And that's where fear comes. Oh my God, I think I have ulcers.
Right.
Or I'm going to end up pushing a shopping cart downtown on 17th Avenue. It has a field day.
Right. Yeah.
And then I feel the tightness, and I think it's the thoughts that come before the fear, but. Hawkins says maybe it's the fear that comes before the thoughts.
Oh, okay.
But but his thing is just breathe and just turn it over. Say, And for me, I pray. Actually, I say I have a higher power idea, a concept of God, and I just say, God, please just remove my fear. And it.
Oh yeah. That's cool.
Yes.
That's powerful.
It is, and it brings. I come into the moment to do that,
right.
And because the fear is here in the moment, I come into the moment to just remove my fear.
Right.
And boom.
Yeah, that's amazing. I'm
yes.
going to try that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because my mind has been running the show for a long time.
Yeah.
And has tried to manage my fears. oh no, David, what are you thinking? That's never going to happen. That,
Yeah.
And it's all,
kind of resisting them.
And talking me out of it.
Yeah.
Saying that's a silly thought. And so I've only just realized recently that I can't manage my way out of or intellectualize my way out of fear. I just it's like a maze in there, and so
it's overpowering.
Yes, so I just asked to have it removed.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I like that idea.
And that's really the essence of Hawkins' work is but what we don't have, most of us, is consciousness of what is happening. And I used to think that consciousness was outside of me.
Okay.
I was always looking to be more conscious.
Yeah.
And I didn't really know what that meant.
Okay, yeah.
What do you mean? And now I realize that it's about what's happening here, and helping me to be present.
Yeah, your perspective of it.
Yeah. Whatever's happening in my moment, and to be more in my body and more in my thought, experiencing it. You like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you're pretty great.
Yeah, I think you're pretty great. I didn't see this coming when I walked into the shop.
No.
Yeah, it's fun.
You know what's fun, you guys, is that we didn't have an official interview set up for today. We'd like to do something like this every day. We invite people who are, we feel are making a difference in the community, who are helping out, who are, committing their life to doing something, and you are. Yeah.
Well, and so are you. Yeah.
But thank you.
And thanks for creating a community.
Yes.
Because I think that's kind of lacking a little bit. I think we need a community, and we need, to come together and kind of get out of the closet in a way. I'm noticing, because I'm talking to everyone about my past life regression business, and I really love it. But in the beginning, I thought, oh no, I'm just going to be, a weirdo because no one ever talks about this. But I'm like, okay, whatever, I'll be the weirdo.
Can you do little groups?
Yeah, I do group regressions.
Would you?
Yeah.
Would you like to do one here one time?
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
Yes.
I would love to.
We have to lay down, right?
Yeah, you can. But you can also sit.
Okay.
Sitting up is fine too.
So if we had 8 or 10 people for a past life regression?
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Would you?
Yeah, I would love to.
We're going to do that.
Yeah, for sure.
Anybody interested in past life regressions? That would be so cool.
It's so fun. I just started doing it actually, and I really love doing it because it's kind of like you kind of get a little tester of how a one-on-one regression is. It's a lighter form of trance, but you'll still see your past life.
Yes.
And there's some other exercises in there that are really exciting too.
So it would be 45 minutes?
Yeah, there's different. I have different setups. Yeah, there's one that's an hour, but there's also one that's 2.5 hours where you do different exercises. Once is, for instance, you go into a future life, 100, 200, 300 years into the future.
See, that's the whole thing, because this is where I get screwed up.
Yeah.
In time.
Yeah.
And this is where my mind goes, boop.
I know.
I just pop.
I know.
Because if we can go into it, it's already happened.
Right.
There is no future.
Yeah, well, that time linear thing is really hard for me to grasp too. I just kind of gave it a rest, right? It's oh, yeah.
So
I accept it, but it's I can't really explain.
I think that in the teachings of Christ, he said everything that is, was, or ever will be is now. So, bing, that's it, right?
Right.
And so, it's already happened.
Yeah.
And it's happening. And it's not already happened because it's happening now.
Right.
So there is no time.
Right.
Damn.
I know. Try to sell that.
Damn. There's no time, you guys. This is it. So this is it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right now.
And that's why when we've seen some of our, teachers become totally awakened, and what they've awakened to is just that.
Yeah.
This is it.
Well, but that's so amazing. I can only speak for myself, but I'm a completely different person than who I was only 3 years ago. Everything has changed. I'm so much more.
As if there's any time, the 3 years even.
Yeah.
This is not. You're the same person. You just awakened to who you are.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I'm so much more positive and so much more at ease and grateful, and my diet has changed. Really everything has changed, and all for the better.
No more chicken and ribs?
No. No more alcohol even.
No more alcohol?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That wasn't a choice because people are like, oh, that must be really hard. I'm like, I didn't choose that. It just happened.
I had my last drink November 30th, 79.
Oh.
My first day sober was December 1st, 1980.
Right. And how
So
how did that come for you?
So it was 1980, November. How did it come for me?
Yeah, how did that come about?
Collapse and calamity. You know, total mayhem.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Out of necessity.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
It was like,
yeah,
holy fuck, I'm going to kill myself.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
And this has got to stop. And with enough depth, because I'd said many times before, that's it, I'm done.
Okay.
I'm not drinking anymore.
Yeah.
You know, but then I would be drinking again the next day.
Right.
and so yeah, it came out of desperation.
Right, yeah. For me, it was the other way around. It came out of
inspiration.
Complete peace, yeah.
Inspiration.
Yeah.
I work with a lot of people in recovery, and my hope is to take them from desperation to inspiration.
Yeah.
You know, and if they can raise up their vibration enough to come out of the lower realms into, you know, where in the lower realms it's always what about me, you know,
or why
fear,
me,
or why me,
right?
but me,
yeah,
and selfishness and immaturity to the higher realms, which is more about service and giving and love and how can I make a difference on the planet, how can I make a difference in somebody else's life,
and
to
be grateful for
guide
where you
me and
are.
strengthen me and all that stuff, you know, so that I can carry a message of love.
Yeah, that's really cool. Where do you do that?
In the 12-step world.
Awesome.
Yeah. And which I've been really active in for 38 years.
Oh, good.
And it is that teaching is actually an enlightened teaching.
Yeah.
And
I've seen a movie about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even if you read the book, and you know, if I took you through the book, I would show you, because lots of people when they come in and they're at the low point in their life.
Yeah.
Can't actually see the enlightened teaching. They see something that maybe will help them to stop drinking, or doing drugs,
right,
or being a sex addict or gambling or whatever it is that's taken them out. You know, and many of them don't actually get the full benefit. You know, the happy, joyous, and free possibility.
Right.
But they do get lifted up.
Right. Yeah.
Millions.
Yeah.
Have been lifted up by that.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That teaching in so many different programs. So yes, and then so much complements it too. You know, like the Huck and stuff complements it. And
well, yeah, and that's what I feel in a lot of the books that I'm reading too, because they're all completely different disciplines, but it all ties back. I did a Reiki course this weekend at Junction 9, which I really loved. And again, that lady came from a whole other side, but it was completely consistent to what I've been taught through all these different books and through all these different teachers and courses. So, yeah.
So there's this one lady just comes to mind, Alice Hong. Have you heard of Alice?
No.
So Alice does a lot of tantra work, a lot of women's work, and but it's really quite high vibrational.
Yeah.
And I think you'd love her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll write it down.
There's part of our community, and like if you come on my Facebook, you'll see. I interviewed Alice.
Okay, sweet.
Not that long ago.
She's in Calgary?
Yes.
Okay.
She's doing some great stuff. And Corrine as well, right? Corrine Kilback is this amazing meditation teacher.
Oh, okay.
But like so high vibe.
Yeah.
Really high vibe.
Sweet.
And the breathwork guy I talked to you about.
Yeah, I have already written that down. Yeah.
And that's, you know, when what happens in the breathwork is, you know, the rebirthing is you actually do go into that space that you're talking about that you go into with the rebirth or with the past life regressions.
Yeah, the theta state.
Yes, and beyond.
Right.
And Corrine talks about she teaches meditation in it, and she takes her students into theta.
Oh, okay.
And she says the stools don't really work for theta.
Yeah.
Because
you fall. Yeah. There's no control anymore. Yeah. Even your face muscles are like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You drool.
Yeah. Sometimes it happens. Yeah.
And so I said, but what about the stools for day-to-day meditation? Well, she said they're great for that.
Yeah. No. For sure.
But you really drop into theta. You know, you don't need to sleep.
It's a magical place, theta. Yeah, you get more rest in theta than you actually do in sleep.
Yes.
Which is amazing.
I'm going to take her training.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and then I won't have to sleep so much.
Right. I have to waste your time anymore.
I don't. Yeah, sleeping is such a.
I love it though.
Well, it's nice.
I'm really good at it.
With that practice.
I did, yeah.
I'm not so good. I wake up.
Oh.
Yeah.
At inconvenient times, or?
Well, like in the night.
Right.
You know, and it's not that I'm thinking. Sometimes I wake up with troublesome thoughts.
Yeah.
But often I'm just awake.
And you can't sleep anymore?
Yeah. Well, I can sometimes, but
yeah, that'd be inconvenient for sure.
But I do take melatonin. It helps when you get when the body gets a little older, because I haven't got any older, just the body has.
Right.
And
I hear you.
It doesn't create as much melatonin.
Oh, okay. Right. That's why older people are always up so early.
Yes.
Right.
Those buggers.
And me too. I used to be able to sleep in way longer than I am now.
Yeah. Well, life's too exciting.
Yeah, well, that too, actually.
When you're not taking it too seriously.
Right. It is, isn't it?
It's, it's like an adventure.
Yeah.
It really
I call
is.
There's possibilities.
Yeah. Living in the magic, living in the adventure, having no idea what's going to happen next. We're like passengers in the vehicle of life.
Yeah. That's good.
Isn't it?
Yeah, I love it.
Fun. Anyway, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, so we're going to do a thing.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah,
let's set up a date.
We're going to do a thing, and
a group regression.
We're going to do a past life regression right here in River City, and
yeah, that'd be great.
It's from an old movie.
It's a lot of fun.
And
yes. And honestly, I always tell my clients, don't take it too seriously.
Yes.
Yeah, because some people come in and they're like, oh, it's scary or whatever. No, it's fun. It's a fun exercise. Go with the flow. Yeah, that's actually something I always say.
We'll get all your information. We'll promote you doing this. And hey, Kat, come here. No. We just want you to be here and come and bring your presence into the moment. Gone ready to remind you.
Mariah.
This is Kat.
Hi, Kat.
Kat's going to come and do past life regression with us.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah. Will you do past life?
Sure.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah, she's got that. Yes. Anyway, Kat's working with us, and Earl and Kat are going to stand this thing up and make it fly. And like your boots. Yeah. So we'll do that. After when's Vipassana?
I go there on the 6th. It starts on the 7th. So 7th till 17th.
Okay, so after.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then we have people some sign up time.
Yeah.
Yeah, any time after, really.
Yeah.
End of February.
Yeah. Do you want to do this one as a complimentary one, or like for some guests, or do you want us to charge and
yeah, let's figure that out. I'm not sure what we can do, what we can set up.
I'm sure we can do something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
or we can do a special for your clients or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
so
sure.
that you make a few bucks and we have an exchange of energy.
Right.
The flow of financial energy.
That'd be good.
And I think lots of people will do some. Maybe we'll write a little post on past life regressions, and we'll get all your stuff up. Like you have a website. And all that, and we'll take. Yeah. We'll do a past life regression evening. And we'll come here and have tea.
Awesome.
Yeah, that'll be
Does
fun.
Sound like fun?
Yeah, that sounds great.
You having a good day?
Yeah.
Good. we're glad you're here. You're staying for meditation? Nice. Well, at 6:30 on Monday nights we do meditation.
Oh, okay.
Right
I didn't
here.
know that. Okay, cool.
Every Monday we have a small group.
Yeah. How many people?
Well, it varies. I think we've had a dozen, but often we have 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay. Nice.
and it's not like I think we're not claiming anything. It's not any particular faith based. We're not.
Right.
We just come. We talk about meditation, and we help. Lots of times, some really experienced meditators show up.
Oh, okay, fun.
Like last week, were you here last week? There was this man who's been meditating for 50 years.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and he was just amazing.
Cool.
Practicing yoga for 50 years.
Wow.
He was just, he kind of just dropped
the tone,
in.
yeah.
Yes, he did, and he was amazing. So we've had some really experienced meditators.
Yeah.
And then we've had some people who was like, this is the first time I've ever meditated.
Okay, good.
And
yeah.
So we talk about it. We talk about the mind a little bit and what's happening, and
right.
and help them to identify the separation between them and the mind.
Right.
And when they're sitting, and so it's just really basic. And then we sit for 20 minutes.
Okay. Nice.
In a group sit for 20 minutes really.
I know it's different in a group.
Yeah, it lifts things.
It's so much easier in a group to meditate. Yeah.
Yeah, and but yeah, it's really neat. And then we talk a little bit about each person's experience.
Right.
What happened for you, and then that's it.
Yeah, cool.
Usually, the whole thing usually only takes about an hour.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe an hour and 15 minutes.
Cool.
Yeah, so I'd love to have you come
for sure.
on a Monday night and join us for meditation. And
I'll bring my Canadian Guatemalan too.
Yeah. What's his name?
Clayton.
Clayton.
Yeah.
Was he born in Guatemala or born here?
No, he's born here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he grew up here. He lived for 4 years when he was young in Guatemala, but
Yes.
mostly here.
I've been to Guatemala, and I have friends that are in El Ramate,
Oh, okay.
and up around Flores.
Oh, okay.
And-
All the way
and-
up there.
Yes.
Cool.
There's a big lake
Yeah.
at Flores.
Yeah.
And they're on the far end of the lake.
Oh, okay.
And all the Mayan stuff is up there.
Yeah, that's where I went there.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Yeah, it's very amazing. there.
Like otherworldly.
Mm-hmm.
It really is.
Yeah, it really is. I know. Yeah.
So thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Give me a squeeze.
Yeah.
Okay. Love you.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
Maybe. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks you guys for joining us, and we'll talk soon. Subscribe to us on YouTube. and you know, make a comment on this and share it and you know, stuff like that. Okay.
Ask
Thanks.
questions.
Ask questions. Yes. Will you answer them if they ask questions? Yes.
Of course. Yeah.
Because you're going to see it and you'll post it.
Yep.
Yes. Okay. Past life regression questions. Questions on anything. Okay. Cheers. Love you guys.